the diaspora has 20% contributed to some of the things in Uganda because of the sending money back home.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again here on another episode of the Uganda Repat Podcast. My name is O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm here with my lovely host.
Yeah. Hi guys, the name is Janita Maya. I'm a presenter at Uganda, manager at Uganda, and I also do consultations on the side.
The best manager in the black world, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta give her respect because she's really held the fort down. It was a time we lost everybody on the team.
Yeah.
But she stayed down with a player. Okay, so we glad for her to be here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have shit because I f***ed it all up. But anyways, I want to have a discussion because when I was here in 2020, I made a video. I don't know which video it was, but it was about if Africa needs the black diaspora. And I was seeing so many people, especially, and this is no disrespect to African countries,
Say it.
but I see many talented people underemployed. Now ask me what does that mean?
What does that mean?
I'm glad you asked that question. Underemployed means that you have a person who is employed, but they're employed in the position underneath their experience.
Yes.
So you may find a very talented person who may be driving Bolt or Uber, but they're really more talented in another position that can help the society. So I encounter people like this all the time. We did a boater tour around Uganda. Shout out to Kim the comic because he actually helped me film it. And it was his brother who was super intelligent, but I felt like he was way more talented than what he was doing. And so it gave me that opinion, like, wow, Africa has the talent, but these people here are just as bright as anywhere else in the world that I've encountered. It wasn't like, oh, because you're from Africa, you're not smart.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been taught. But upon living here in 2020, and even coming here prior to that, I understood that wasn't the case. What I find here in Uganda is that people are just displaced as far as they're being underpaid.
Yeah.
Or their opportunities are being kept from certain folks, or the talent is not being recognized. So I made a video with saying that, hey, there's enough talent here in Africa that the Africa does not need a diaspora. So a lot of Africans agree with that, obviously.
Yeah.
But then obviously that might have triggered some people, like, you know, in the African American community, blacks in Britain. So do you feel that the diaspora is needed in African countries to catch it up, to develop?
Yeah, I do think so, because when we get the basics out of the way, the diaspora has 20% contributed to some of the things in Uganda because of the sending money back home. Right. So that has played a huge part.
The remittances.
Yeah, okay. Sending money back home. Like, there's so many. I went to school with some kids are like, oh, we're waiting for a relative to send money for school fees, or someone is sending money to help out with the family. Or whoever goes abroad, now the whole family has to look at that person as the breadwinner, whatever. So that person has to provide. So I do think, I do know that the diaspora has built. I'll speak for Uganda. Let's not go to Africa, because I don't know about the rest of I don't know about the other African countries. Okay. But for Uganda, I do know that the diaspora has contributed 20% to making Uganda what it is. Okay. Because of the money they send back. Okay. You understand? I feel like, yeah, they've done that. But then I've also seen a few people who have gone abroad and they've studied in a certain industry. Okay. You know, and then they have hopes of coming back and using that knowledge, the advantage, but the infrastructure and the way the system is in Uganda is not open, or is not open to allowing that to happen. I don't know if does that make sense? Yeah. So yeah, so someone can go and learn engineering, like, oh, let me go get all these skills maybe from the UK, or because most of the Ugandans in the diaspora are more of Europe. than the States. Most of them, quote me wrong if you
they're in more Europe than
than the
USA.
States.
Okay.
So there's that whole thing. So you can see someone can go maybe to London, let me go learn engineering or something so that I can come back to my home country and be an engineer, or like try to construct the roads and give back and all that. But then they go, they learn all that. But the moment you go to certain offices and there's, you have a degree from this university, and they, in their mind, now that means we have to pay you more. And we all know most Ugandans, they don't like paying more. So if you come with your degree from this or your master's from what, the country is not, the way the system is built up, I don't know if it's changing now, I hope it's changing. The system is not more open to helping you out. But then there are people who now, see, the thing with Uganda is, Uganda is the food basket of East Africa.
Right.
So it mainly relies on agriculture.
Okay.
And agriculture is the backbone of this country. So we have people in the diaspora who look at that and say, I can learn all I can, get a master's here, get a degree there, but then I will focus on agriculture. Okay. Because that's like a sure deal. Okay, it's not like a sure deal will get your money or profits or something like that. But like that's something will work. Right. Because the hindrances or the restrictions in the agriculture sector are not that, like your risk could be the sun. You understand? Right. It's not the government doing this or the government doing that. Your risk could be the weather. Right. Is it raining? Is it not raining? Right. Is it dry wind or something like that? So I feel like there's that also. There are those people from the diaspora. But to get back to your question about, what was the question again?
Does the Africa need the diaspora?
Oh yeah, sorry. Does Africa need the diaspora? Yeah, I think it does. I think 100% does need the diaspora. I feel like it does. Everything I just mentioned, it does. If more people in the diaspora can go learn what they can. I know the system is not perfect, but they can still come and try to do something. Right. So yes, Africa does need the diaspora. It really does, because these people even know the culture. So when you know the culture and then go where you're going and then pick up the skills you've picked on and then come back and then implement something, I feel like it can work. Other factors held constant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me say this without me being canceled.
Okay.
Because what I've experienced in Uganda, for those people, I have some friends here that are elites. They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then they're way richer than me.
Yeah.
And stop the show. I ain't doing too bad. Y'all see this podcast is lit, right? So anyways, what I've noticed is that the people who were elites, let's say if they work themselves up and they were poor before they become elites, then the next group of people, they're looking to pay, even though they were complaining about not getting good pay, they will pay those people minimum money.
Yeah.
So you can find a person here very rich and the payroll is very minimal.
Yeah.
And what that means is that there is a lack of recognition for some people that are continental Africans, not all.
Yeah.
But I think here, if you're a talented person as an African,
yeah,
you may have to feel like I need to leave.
Yeah.
Because my talent, even though there are people here that have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Shout out to Farm Up. Like I talked to him earlier, he's gonna come back. He's our brother here in Uganda. He's a really big YouTube channel. We've done really great shows with him. He got a good opportunity. He was in Mbale and he's now in Luwerwo in a big farm.
Yeah.
Doing very, very well. The reality is though that many people in local African countries don't respect their talent so that they leave. In America, Americans in general look for individual people based on how talented you are. Meaning that if you come and you are more skilled than me, you can be an immigrant, but they're going to look at your ability to do the job better than I can. And if you have an incentive based on productivity, you're going to get a job. That's why immigrants come to the United States. The system is fair, more fair. Hey, I can compete with somebody based on my own efforts. I know I'm being a little bit long with it, but why is the diaspora so important? Even though the talent is already here, it doesn't mean that the talent will be recognized.
Yeah.
And the diaspora that have lived in competitive countries abroad are going to come back to Uganda or Ghana and Nigeria and say, that person there is talented. Whereas maybe a local elite person will say, that person's talented. I don't give a shit. I'm going to give him the minimum anyway because he can't go anywhere else. He should be glad he's working for me. Don't believe me? Let's look at the late, great Kim the comic. Let's put his photo up. Now, he's like my son or my brother, however you want to call it. When I met him, here's a guy who can produce a lot for the country. He's talented, but nobody really recognizes that. I come in, I say, this guy is international star power. Unfortunately, his life was cut short, but you seen the outpouring support of him. Like, this guy people recognize it, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you need just that little bit of boost because you might have the work ethic. You may have the talent. Like, we have another guy here. Shout out to Quays Solomon. I think he's the best, one of the best upcoming filmmakers that'll be in Africa. He's a talented guy. Tati's another one too. But sometimes you need somebody to come in and say, that person's fastidious. When I met Satati Award in Maya in 2018, I was like, this guy pays attention to detail like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he sees shadows.
You see what I'm saying? But a person in Kenya will look at him and be like, well, he should be, maybe, I'm not saying all.
Yeah.
But this kind of talent, if he doesn't want to be around, who cares? The diaspora that have been around in a more talent-based environment might have an opportunity to say, hey, this person here that you're discounting is really one of your best people.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've learned about living in Africa. A lot of times the elites are people who are telling themselves, don't realize that for people coming up. And so therefore, for whatever, maybe of jealousy or fear of competition, you don't elevate those people. But those in the diaspora can come in and say, hey, listen, our people here are talented. We need to elevate them to the next level.
Yeah.
And that's where the diaspora comes in, because the diaspora looks at Africa and the markets in a different way than local Africans. Let me say this one thing. When you live here, you look at things in an antiquated, possibly fashion.
Yep.
Maybe you're a little bit behind the times. Not everybody, but certain folks.
Yeah.
When you live in the United States, the way things are done here, we need a different look. Similar to African immigrants. When they come to America, they look at things differently than us. They have a different perspective.
Yeah.
So that's why they do very well.
Yeah.
We need to have a different perspective here. The Ugandan diaspora, Nigerian diaspora.
Yeah.
Because then people here that are talented, that can be used well to build the economies, can be used and their talents can be implemented.
Yeah.
Versus work for somebody else. And they can become partners than just employees. Which helps get them more money and helps build Africa fast, more quickly, more efficiently. Well, that's what happens when the diaspora returns. Versus diaspora leaving an opportunity for the Chinese or Lebanese, who will they're more likely to keep the people in a more docile position.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with you about the part of underpayment, underemployment, under everything. Did you know the maximum wage in Uganda is 6,000 UGX
Per day?
Yeah, the law.
So you better be nice, right?
Try. Anyway, so
that's like $1.50 a day.
Yeah.
$1.70 a day.
That's the maximum. That's the minimum wage. Sorry, got me right. That's the minimum wage in the country. So that shows you how things are running here. Okay, that should shed a light on everything. But yeah, I do agree. People are underemployed. I talked to someone about doing my masters, and then he asked me, "Oh, you're going to do you want to do your masters, but who's going to hire you? Like, you adding on another qualification is just going to make it harder for you
to get hired."
Yes, it happens for everyone. Ask around. I wish Rachel was here. But if you ask around, most people with masters fail to get jobs because they find that they're overqualified, or the employer feels like I'm going to pay this person more, so I don't need to be dealing with them because shortcuts. This is Uganda, you understand? So that happens. And then the other thing is the elite, like you said, the elite in Uganda, most rich people in Uganda are not educated. Does that make sense?
Okay.
The rich people in Uganda, like the core rich people, are people who didn't finish P7, that's primary school, are people who didn't get an opportunity to go into high school. So they mastered the art of doing business, but they did not necessarily have to go through an education.
Okay.
You understand? So now that
they don't value it that much.
It's not value, but it's circumstances. They didn't have money to put them through school, so they had to drop out, and they had to figure it out, and you know the story. Yeah, and now they've made it. You understand? Okay. So that's the story for most rich men. They dropped out of school, the family didn't have funds, so they struggled and they made it. So now that's the core. So for someone like that, I'm not saying they're stingy, but for someone like that who didn't have an education, he'll see things differently.
Right.
You know, when you go through school, you're different from the person who didn't. Not saying it's bad, but the way you think is also different. The same way someone who has traveled or someone who has seen certain things can speak about certain things differently. You've been in Africa, you stay here. Well, you're staying here now for the meantime. I hope you're leaving soon. No offense. But you're staying here. Jokes. But you're staying here now. But you see Africa differently. So all the things you heard about Africa are different because you've been to the continent. Right. You understand? So that's where the difference comes in between people who have been educated and people who have not been educated about certain things. And you have to see that's the most uneducated men are the richest men in Uganda.
I see.
Yeah. But then the other point I wanted to point out, I feel like some people once they go to the diaspora, they forget what is Uganda, where, Africa, where, what?
Right.
What is that? Like, do they want to remember their suffering when they were here? No. They've gone abroad, they're living their best life. So it's a bit hard for people like that to want to come back and do anything. Right. For that country.
So it's twofold.
Yeah.
The people who are here that are doing well may not be as educated.
Yeah.
And those educated, talented folks have said, I'll try my luck in a new place.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get to the new place, they love it so much, life is so much better.
Right.
The infrastructure is better. They're making life easy for them. So why are they coming back? You understand?
Yeah.
So not many people in the diaspora will feel the need to come back and do something for their country.
Right.
Although there are people who will come and do something for their country. So the two, parts.
And it tends to be difficult. I was going to say that's another thing too. A lot of red tape.
Yeah.
A lot of one person may say you this.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tina at Expat Assist.
She's not your friend.
She's been my friend. What do you mean?
No.
You mad?
No.
You
So shout out. I love Tina. Tina makes life easy for everyone.
Right. I'm moody, but shout out to Tina. People like her that make life easier for somebody like me. But in general, that's the case. Yeah. And that's where the Black diaspora has to come in and create solutions.
Yeah.
For the Black community worldwide and Africa. So even African Americans, we've seen even some of the first exclusive, the stand-up comedy was brought in Johannesburg by African Americans. And we've seen there are a lot of things in our community early on, in the African American community, that we can't claim because Caribbeans came and brought it for us. Yeah. Like in Chicago, some of our rich people were from the Caribbean community. They came in our community and developed it. Because African American community back at that time said, hey, well, that person is talented. They're Black. We need them a part of our community. And that's what happens. We need to have all our talented people working on the behalf of the Black world. We have to have our people solving the Black world's issues day in and day out.
Yeah.
Because we benefit ultimately from it. Because if we don't solve the Black world's issues, then everybody else will. And it keeps us in the position of being docile to other folks. The talented people, I don't care if it's cinematography, if it's manufacturing, if it's merchandising, those people need to be pulled up immediately. All right? Immediately. Because they can contribute immediately. Those people have to be compensated because we need to stop stopping those people from going to Europe. Because once they get to Europe, They'll be like, well, damn, these white folks appreciate me.
Yeah.
And I'm working this job 70 hours a week, which is much better than what I was in Uganda. Mm-hmm. But they'll never have ownership of their projects. You see?
Yeah.
I'll give a good example. Lukman Ali.
Yeah.
Lukman Ali is doing an excellent job here in Uganda.
Yeah.
So much so that he's not like, well, I need to leave Uganda now and go to Ireland or go to Britain because he has the support. But if you lose somebody like him, how does your industry develop? It can't. And so the black world has to come in and solve in the problems. And I know there's people here, and I'm going to do an episode about this.
Yeah.
Well, the Jamaican community is suffering. We should focus on Jamaica or our African-American community or Haitian community before we focus on Africa. My argument is when you focus on Africa, you're focused on everything.
Yeah.
Because solving Africa problems directly helps you. It gives you another partner.
Yeah.
It gives your family more opportunity. Like my mom, we know her, but she's skeptical about me being in Africa. But if I didn't have this relationship, she wouldn't have what she has today.
Yeah.
So me working with Africa has solved the problem for her. Mm-hmm. She's about to buy a new house.
Oh.
Right? Because of me working with Africa.
Yeah.
So the best people in the black world has to be called in, the leadership in Africa. And I know this podcast is not so big now, but it will be.
Yeah.
We have to stop the show. We have to put the pressure on black leaders everywhere in the world. What are you doing with your talented people to keep them producing for your countries? What are Ugandans doing for their talented people? What are Kenyans doing? What are Nigerians doing? Because once they go to Canada, you may lose them. And they become a detractor. Same thing with the African American community. We have folks that come from the ghetto like me, and then they move to Oakland Hills, or which is still, they move to the upper white community.
Yeah.
They may go to what do you call that in San Jose? Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
All right. Once you go to Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
well, what should I do to produce for Wall Street? Well, I don't even produce for Wall Street. Africa, I'm in Wall Street now. You have African American on Wall Street, which we have many of them. Nigerian on Wall Street, and many of them. They're not worried about producing for Africa anymore, but they'll get more opportunity producing here. Okay, the black diaspora in Africa has a say, and I will say this: there's so much money here.
True.
You cannot stop the show. Let's what I tell you this. Hey, you come here. There's so much money here. You cannot get it all. Okay? Do you understand what I'm telling you? You can't count it if you had 100 hands. All right? Some of you brothers out there, you like ladies? You like men, ladies? I'm trying to be nice. There's a lot of that too. All right? You want to have babies? You have many of those here. All right? Anything you need, Africa got it for you. All right? I'm trying to be Christian. There's so much money here, opportunity here in the black world that you can't count it all. There's no reason to cheat anybody. It's too much.
That's true. And speaking, just to go a bit back, speaking about talent, at times, well, I've done some hires on the team, but then you've done most of the hires. The times you bring someone on the team and there's this vision you're seeing, and I'm just like, I don't see it. You understand? But that's because we're from two different worlds. And
But then what happens? Please tell them.
But then
Name music.
but then the person ends up exceeding our expectations and doing so well, and we're like, oh, what will we do without this person? But that's because you're able to see talent where most people can't see it. And I think that's the thing. Even if the diaspora is also to come, you know, to help Africa, I feel like you need to have an eye for talent. You need to know, you need to see someone and be like, this person is not supposed to be here. If I can get them to this place, I know they would do so much.
Right.
They would do so much good, and they would do so much better, and they would also help me make money. So there's that also.
Right.
Yeah.
Africa has a talent.
Yeah.
And African Americans or whoever else, vice versa. African Americans may have a business that African Americans may have a talent, or vice versa. But because of the infighting and the name calling, you can't understand who your people are. The reason why we're talking right now, you know, Winston Churchill talked about it was British brains and American, I want to say American blood that won World War II.
Oh, yeah.
So people, you need friends in anything you do.
Yeah, true.
Right? The black world, there's a new concept in the black world. We have no friends. That's something John Henry Clark and African Americans took it on, like, we have no friends.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have friends. White folks have friends. Asians have friends. Indians have friends. They're doing very well here in Africa. And that's the thing, that the black community worldwide, there's so much money and opportunity that you don't even have to have a white face to count it for you.
Yeah.
I know that by just dealing in the content I'm dealing with. I used to work directly for white folks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that no more. Everybody in my life is black.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So my whole entire staff, well, Dima, he ain't black, but he white. A Russian guy. Shout out to Dima. Put his picture up there. He ugly. But,
he's cute.
You want to hook up with him? You don't want to talk about it?
No. Let's keep it moving.
So, yeah. So that's the issue. So the blacks have to come to find out the talent in the black world.
Yeah.
And raise that talent up, because the Indians are not going to do that usually.
Yeah.
It's not their job to find the talent in the black world. Or Asians. They have their own talent.
Yeah.
It is our job in the black world to find out, oh, this person's talent, this person's hardworking, this person's just fastidious. Then we bring the people into our communities and we elevate them so that they can go and find other people. That's how you get your people out of poverty. But if you don't realize that, your people stay subjected to other folks. And they don't have any respect for their cultures as much, because they feel like somebody else's culture is better than theirs. But how can you teach your people that their culture is the best way if they're suffering to another culture? But if you elevate your people within their culture, and the attitude is, I can do what anybody else can do, then the African's mindset will be different. The African American mindset will be different. And then they'll say, well, hey, our way of doing things is different, but it's not wrong.
Yeah.
Because the way that Chinese do things, and the way the Indians do things, and the way English folks, they're not wrong, but Jewish do things, they're not wrong. They're all different, but they're all successful. You have people that are successful in the black African American community. We have folks successful in the Ugandan American community, Ugandan community, in Nigerian community, in the Ghanaian community. Our ways are not bad. We are not behind. But we be behind if we don't pull up our best folks. Oh. Because our best folks may be in Kamocha.
Yeah.
Our best folks may be in Nalia. Our best folks may be in Fort Portal. Because intelligence is all over the black world.
Yeah.
They may be in poverty now, but we got to find them.
Yeah.
We got to find them and bring them onto us, because those people create for our other people. So we have to find our intelligent people and give them some resources to develop. And that's what I figured out being here in Uganda.
Yeah.
If you give people the resources to develop, what can they do? Anything the whites can do.
Yeah.
Anything the Asians can do.
Yeah.
People can do whatever they can do, because we have 2 hands and 2 feet, just like anybody else. We're humans, right?
Yeah.
So our skin color doesn't deter us from being exceptional, right?
True. I those are some wise words.
I try to be.
It felt like a grandfather telling stories, around the fireplace. That was so wise.
Hopefully you get as an old man in your life like me to tell you bedtime stories one day so you can understand.
Those were wise.
Instead of you young folks, watching that reality housewife stuff.
Don't listen to him. Take the message. Don't take what he just said. Take the message that he just said. That was a powerful message. I do hope that people take it on. I do hope that people listen and actually implement. Us sitting here is not just to keep you entertained. We also want you to go out there and do something, because O'Shea has definitely practiced what he has preached. Everything he says, he's doing. He's not just sitting here and having a podcast like most men.
Y'all see that hatred? You see how she hating?
This he's doing.
You're wondering why women be single all over the world.
He's doing what he says he will do.
You gotta practice what you preach.
Yeah,
it's important for especially men. You have to live and by women. Both people. In the black world, we have a big problem with saying something and doing another. That is the big difference between our black groups and other groups. Other groups are more prone to say something and then complete what they're talking about. The black world is busy saying something that sounds good and doing the complete opposite. Once the black world can say what they mean,
Yeah.
and we're not saying that I'm perfect, because I'm not, but you must live by what it is, as you would say here in Uganda, whereby that you are talking about. You understand?
Yeah.
You got to live what it is that you talk about. And when the black world can honor actions by their efforts, that is when we'll see change. But once the black world says something but don't mean it, your people continuously suffer in poverty. We suffer in corruption. We suffer in strife. You suffer with the kids and opportunities. The women suffer. The men suffer. Everybody suffers.
Yeah.
But once you say, I say this, such by,
Yeah.
as Ugandans say, whereby, that I mean what I say. Okay, then that is when you have change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, there is no change. We have to be serious about when we say that we are serious about the black world, we're serious about the African American community,
Yeah.
we're serious about Africa, then that must be reflected in our day-to-day lifestyle. Because being pro-black is a way of life. It is not a message. It's you live this. Many folks, I know you're tired, you're young.
No.
Most people, let me say this. Most people say something because they feel like it moves people.
Oh yeah.
Yet they don't feel that they need to live it. This is why our people don't have anything. And leaders need to be challenged about what they say and do they mean it. All over the black world. Once the black world can do that, then you will see people coming into their fruition of what we should have. And we're not so far off as everybody thinks. The black world can solve 99, listen to what I'm saying, 98% of black people problems can be solved overnight if black people do what they said they're going to do.
Wow.
That's all we got to do. We don't have to go to Museveni. We don't have to go to Kenyatta. We don't have to go to Buhari. We don't have to go to the black leaders, Al Sharpton and whoever else. Do what you say you're going to do every day in your life. And Buhari's job is ultimately done. Museveni's job is done. He got enough issues as it is.
Yeah.
If Ugandans focus more, and don't get mad at me, follow through on what you're saying. You say you're going to do something, do it.
Yeah.
African Americans.
Yeah.
You going to pay somebody? Why we got to come looking for you down the street? Calling you don't want to pick the phone up.
Yeah.
Come on, Africans. We're going to be real. African Americans. Y'all Negroes are the same everywhere. Don't want to pay nobody. We're going to be real about it.
Yeah.
Do what you say that you're going to do. And that's all black folk are looking for. Is to be who you say you are.
Yeah.
And if you get that, we can have trust.
Yeah.
Right? We have, we can solidify relationships in the black world. We can have Jamaicans and Ugandans, or Jamaicans and African Americans. We can have Ugandans and Kenyans working together. But if you do something and say something different, now we can get back into tribalism.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't trust those people over there. Those people ain't shit. You have the Ethiopians and the Eritreans and all. But when you do what you say you're gonna do, oh man, no people good over there.
Yeah.
I want to work with them.
Yeah. Wow. Guys, give this old man an applause. Like, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shout to you guys.
Yeah. Give this old man an applause. But do tell us what you think in the comment section. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, thank you guys for listening. Happy Black History Month.
Yeah.
Like I said, I came to Uganda in 2017. I've been enjoying my time. I've been coming here for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
We built an incredible
team.
I've had, unfortunately, 2 or 3 people here that I've met and have passed away.
Yeah.
But I've built an incredible team. I've met friends here that I've been around more than friends in my own family. Yeah. And wherever you go, there you are. I could, I'm thankful. Thankful to God for who I've met here. Yeah. And I want every black person in the world whether you're from the Uganda diaspora,
Yeah.
or you from the African American, to feel how I feel about Africa.
Yeah.
What you should be excited about where our ancestors have come from. I don't care if you come from slavery, if you come from as an immigrant. Our people, our ancestry don't stop at it don't start at colonization. So when the white folks came and dominated, that's when our history. No, we've been somebody before. So who were we before colonization, or who were we before slavery? We were somebody. We had to be somebody because somebody wanted to take us. Somebody wanted to colonize us, which must have meant we were somebody to be taken, and we had value.
Yeah.
So we have value to the world, but do we have value to each other? The whites understand our value, but do we?
Yeah.
And that's what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
We're about bringing people together. Some of y'all gonna be mad in the comments. Y'all are broke. I'm mad. It's not my fault.
Nah.
There's always overtime at Uber.
We appreciate your
Get your money up and stop being so mad at me.
We do appreciate your comments. We take we do appreciate your comment. Thank you so much for taking time out to watch this video.
Be so mad in the comments, brothers.
Please like and subscribe to this channel if you've not yet subscribed. Also follow us on all our social media pages. Kengana Nation Instagram.
Brother.
Kengana Nation Facebook. Kengana Nation Twitter.
Brother.
Follow his other
Come
page.
to Africa and give you some shillings.
His other YouTube page. Osheduk
and
Jackson.
Some sandals.
And the Celebrity Jang. Also follow me on Instagram, Johnny Tamaya, YouTube, Johnny Tamaya. And also you can book me for a consultation if you want to relocate to Uganda.
You can pay her for consultation and then come get you some shillings too.
And
y'all are too mad in the African American community. Stop being so angry.
We'll see you guys next time.
Why are you mad? All of this good weather and all these shillings and stuff. Stop being so mad. With your dusty ass. Love you. Bye-bye.